Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. In this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, I'm going to give you an easy justification. This is super easy to understand. An easy justification as to why it's perfectly reasonable to believe that XRP could hit $20 this market cycle. Now, to be clear, I'm not making a price prediction. I never have and I never will. I don't know if this is going to happen. But if we're wondering about what might reasonably be possible specifically for this market cycle, for me, the answer is yes. It's absolutely reasonable. And there's a component you'll see, and just let me go through things in a particular order because you do need to know a little bit of history, and I know there's also some new people here and as well some people that maybe haven't been paying attention to crypto the last few years while we've been in the bear market zone and so forth, in which case, welcome back. But I will tell you this, that a major component of my argument here, it isn't even considered controversial. It's just that when you apply this thinking to XRP, you can see it. And if you don't do that, if you just in a vacuum like $20 XRP, it was even harder to believe a month ago when it was 49 cents. But if you just say $20 XRP in this market cycle, some people, without thinking through it, they'll just reflexively say, "I'll sell you cray," or something to that effect, But it is reasonable. It absolutely is. So I'm going to break it down and explain why. I'm going to keep this video pretty damn simple. But before going further, I do want to be clear. I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice. And you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say are right. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, hang with me because the core focus of this is getting to the point of understanding why it is reasonable to believe that XRP at least could hit $20 this market cycle. But first, there are a few things that you need to be aware of about Ethereum specifically, and you'll understand why. Please just hang with me here. So here we have the Ethereum price chart, and I want to note that the all-time high for Ethereum was $4,861.29 according to Live CoinWatch. That happened last market cycle at some point in 2021, all right? Now, the all-time high for the cycle before that, so it would have hit its peak, late 2017 or early 2018, somewhere thereabout. The all-time high back then, I'll just use a rough number because I just need to get the idea across. It's roughly correct. If you care about the specifics, just Google it. It's fine. But it got close to $1,500. Ethereum got to a cycle high of roughly $1,500 for that 2017, or maybe it peaked in early 2018, that particular bull run. So think about that. The price of Ethereum from that cycle in 2017 to the next one, when it peaked ultimately in 2021, from one high to the next high was more than a threefold increase. Now, of course, after that $1,500 high, as I'll show you in a second, the price of Ethereum, it plummeted along with the rest of the market. It got super ridiculously low. But if you're just talking about from one peak to the next peak, it did more than a 3x. These are facts, right? Additional facts here. Let's pull up this one. This is not controversial, and this is relevant to what I have to say about XRP, so please hang with me here. This is just a headline to drive a point home. I'm not going to read the article. A popular analyst makes bold $10,000 prediction for Ethereum. Okay, I don't even know why you call that bold. That's not wild at all. It might just be conservative, if anything. But I can find no shortage of analysts calling specifically for that exact number because it's a nice round number. Now, many think it'll go much higher. They'll call for 15 or 20,000. Some people that get actually bold, they're calling for $30,000 Ethereum. Now, I don't know that that's going to happen. That's not the thrust of this conversation. That's not whatever. But even if it's just $10,000, again, which is not controversial, you'll see why in a minute. That bodes well for XRP, including from a historical perspective. And here's one more example. I mean, I could pull up countless examples here, but there was this post from Blockchain BB. This is December 26th of last year. When making some predictions, actually some of these just look really conservative. Like she was a year ago calling for Bitcoin to maybe hit like upwards of $95,000. So we're a bit above that. So maybe going a little conservative. She's saying for ETH up to $10,000, XRP $8 to $10. Perhaps she's being conservative on all of these things, and perhaps we fly through all of this. But either way, I just want to make sure that it's understood. Like this is not something that's disputed by pretty much anyone. No, like nobody would call $10,000 ETH crazy, even if they're not going to make a prediction. They wouldn't call it crazy, be like, oh yeah, I mean, that's like, about 2 times higher than what we got last cycle. So of course it's not crazy. A 2x from the peak of one cycle to the next, I mean, the cycle before that, we did a 3x, as I just showed you. 2x doesn't sound that crazy, even though it takes more money flowing in to get a multiplier effect, obviously, I understand that. You also need to be very, very aware of this, because there's been some tinkering from government agencies the last several years as it pertains to XRP. You might have heard a little bit about that, right? But before the SEC came after Ripple, and as a result, XRP holders on a global scale, before they artificially suppressed the price of XRP for years on end, resulting in it being the only top 10 coin that didn't hit a new all-time high for the last market cycle, before any of that, XRP was, multiple times in history, gunning for that number 2 spot in terms of market cap against ETH. Here's my favorite example of that. The first one I witnessed firsthand, because I jumped into crypto in November in 2017, so I saw this in real time. Here's the headline from CNBC, December 30th, 2017. Digital currency Ripple soars nearly 56%, becomes second largest cryptocurrency by market cap. So cool to see. They say Ripple, of course, they mean XRP. Now, back then, it was easier to forgive for that mistake in 2024. If you're saying that, either you're literally brand new, and so that's almost no people, because how would you even know that when nobody calls it that anymore? Or you're saying it on purpose just to be a complete and utter jackass. So back then, I give CNBC a pass from 2017 on that one. But that's not the point even. The point is that XRP absolutely took that spot, because speculators on a global scale, since the inception of XRP, have broadly agreed that that's where XRP deserves to be, fighting for that number 2 spot. And when it's not up in that spot, because Ethereum has mostly had it, fair enough, then find the number 3 spot and fairly closely associated in terms of market cap. That's what the world has decided consistently, other than when the government tinkered with things. But speculators the world over agreed that's where XRP deserves to be, in that number 2 or number 3 spot, period. That's how it's always been, outside of when the government was tinkering with stuff. But now that's over, and XRP has legal clarity, doesn't it? Oh, yes. So that was one example. And then there's this Forbes article from September 26, 2018. XRP overtakes Ethereum as second largest cryptocurrency on CEO's bullish bet. And I remember this, and they shared the screen grab of the price at the time. Here you can see XRP at 56 cents, Bitcoin at 6,500 bucks roughly, Ethereum down at $216. And so that's why it really grinds my gears when I look at this and recognize that XRP is the only one that didn't get to go. It's the only top coin that didn't get to have a new all-time high because of the SEC. Bitcoin got to. Ethereum got to. Really grinds my gears. But anyway, I digress slightly. But this is normal. My point is, this was normal. And the reason XRP was running up at the time, there was a rumor, I remember this, that Ripple is about to launch XRapid, which ended up becoming known as on-demand liquidity. Now, of course, that wasn't because of any news Ripple put out. That was just the market speculating. And I don't know if there was any insider information that leaked out, but it did end up being true. I think there was just that speculation because it was leading up to Ripple's swell event. So put 2 and 2 together, so market participants did that. And then the price after that, it did go back down because, it's a sell the news event. But I think XRP got up to like 80 cents or something like that. It went higher than this. But yeah, 56 cents at the time, number 2 spot yet again. And also did it before I even jumped into crypto. I found this article from CoinDesk citing that XRP was number 2 in market cap from January 26th to February 8th in 2016. So my point is, there's a long history of this. The idea that XRP doesn't deserve to be back up there now that we're past the government interference, like, come on. Of course it deserves to be up there. And it is there. Like, it's there yet again. Now, we haven't gotten that number 2 spot, but we might. And even if we just get close, that'll still give you a really good idea of where we might be going. I mean, hell, look at this too, the volume, driving the point home here. And then we'll get to the $20 stuff, which is not hard to understand. It's very simple. I'm just kind of building up to it. But look at this. This is a headline from just a couple days ago. XRP overtakes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Coinbase with $2 billion volume surge. I'm just telling you, there's always been a ton of interest about XRP. There always has been on a global scale. It's just that there's been some interference the last several years. But now that that's gone, you're seeing the market getting back to where it would have been. It's healing. The market's healing. And so there was this YouTube video that I watched on Crypto Insight UK's channel. And it was about 51 minutes. I watched the whole thing last night. And he had a guest on, one of my favorite analysts out there, Credible Crypto. Excuse me, take some water. Let me take a sip, sorry guys. He had a guest on, Credible Crypto, one of my favorite analysts out there. And so they were talking a little bit about Bitcoin, but a ton about XRP. And after this video, I encourage you, if you want, now they do get into the weeds and stuff. So if that's your thing, I think you're really going to like the video. But he, does kind of break some stuff down. But they do talk about XRP quite a bit. But there's a key takeaway, and one of the points that he made was a point that I've been consistently making this entire year. And it's not like this year was the first time that I made the point. It's just particularly relevant as you're in a bull run here. But it was hard for some people to believe, especially before a month ago, before XRP started running. I think it's easier to believe now, but I always believe this, that XRP absolutely could be battling for that number 2 spot. And if it doesn't hit it, it can get damn close, though. But it absolutely could break into that number 2 spot. Well, what does that mean, though? Well, think about where Ethereum's likely to go, what that means in terms of market cap, and what that means for the market cap of XRP and what the price would be for XRP. Because if your expectation, and maybe this is conservative, it might be. If your expectation is that Ethereum goes to $10,000, if that's the cycle peak, okay. Well, all you have to do, if you do the math on this, and you can crunch it out at home if you want, I mean, you take the circulating supply, and then to get the market cap, you take circulating supply, multiply it times whatever the price is, so that gets you this number right here for those of you looking at the screen. But if you imagine that the price is $10,000, okay, so take the circulating supply, you can round it up, say 118 million is the circulating supply for ETH, times 10,000, and that would get you what the market cap would be at that price level. And so if you do the same thing for XRP, and I'm using rough numbers. This is roughly correct. Like, you can crunch it yourself at home, and you'll find this. Just use round numbers: 57 billion circulating supply for XRP. Multiply it by a hypothetical price of 20, maybe $22, somewhere around there, and you're going to see that the market cap is exactly the same. That's what you're going to find. So if Ethereum can do that 2x from its all-time high to get up there, and XRP historically, it's very normal when the government's not tinkering with it, and it's very normal for XRP to battle ETH for that number 2 spot, especially during bull runs. Why can't XRP then get to $20? Well, of course, I don't know if it will. Again, it's not a prediction, but it's reasonable to suppose that it possibly could. Yes, very obviously. Of course, that's reasonable. Now, where it gets even crazier, though, is if you start imagining if ETH goes even higher than that. So what if ETH goes to $15,000 and XRP's battling for that spot? Well, I mean, if it's going to be roughly equivalent, which it was roughly in the 2017 era, if you look at their peaks in terms of market cap, well, that would be $30 XRP. And you can plug in whatever numbers you want. But what I'm telling you is this is not crazy to suppose could happen. And given how artificially suppressed XRP has been for so long and coiling up literally for almost 7 years, it is not crazy to think that after that much consolidation, because consolidation, I mean, God, the longer something consolidates, the greater the force with which it bursts. Given that it has gone that long, it is not unreasonable to think that it could get up to those levels. So we'll see, but the more money flows into the space, into Bitcoin and then into ETH and other large caps, the XRP will be part of that. So the higher XRP will go, the more this money flows in. That's the point. And that's one of the points that was made by... where's it over here? Oh, yeah, right here. That was made by Credible Crypto. And I was just like, yes! I was like, I was watching on my TV. I was like screaming at my TV. I was like, hell yeah, exactly. I've been saying that forever. Spot on. There are smart people that get this. There absolutely are. Yes. And that's why I said earlier in the video, you might find somebody like, do you think XRP, somebody that doesn't know anything, especially if they're an irrational hater, what do you think about XRP going to $20, $30? And they'll be like, no, get the hell out of here. I was like, okay. What do you think about ETH at $10,000? Like, oh yeah, it's only a twofold increase. Yes, that's exactly the point. And they haven't done the math, and it's the same damn number in terms of market cap. So the same amount of money, roughly speaking, would have to flow in to bid up the price that way. Yes, duh. This is not rocket science here. It's really not, but people don't spend 5 seconds even thinking about this. And that's the coolest damn thing. So that's why I did things in the order that I did, to give you the historical perspective, where the prices have been, the number of times that XRP has been battling for that number 2 spot. And if market participants think that mostly ETH needs to be in number 2, okay, that doesn't mean that it can't battle and at some point to get up there. Even if it's just close, though, that means wild price action for XRP. That's the takeaway. That is incredible to me. I think that's exciting, so I wanted to share with you that very key point and justify in greater detail why that actually makes a ton of freaking sense. And if you want the additional information, you can go to Crypto Insight UK's channel. You can see there's the URL up here, or you can find their ats here. And there's links on Credible Crypto shared it, and so did Crypto Insight UK. But I think if you just type it in the search bar, you can quickly find it. But it's about a 51 minute video. You can see these logos. I think they use this in the thumbnail anyway. So you can quickly find it. So yeah, I mean, if you're interested in like how they get into the weeds, which I am, even though I'm not a chart guy, I still find it interesting to hear them talk about that. And just kind of break it down. So if you are the type that would like a very detailed rationale as to why these things are possible, yeah. And it gets even wackier. Like he went to other analysis too, Credible Crypto did, about XRP versus XRP BTC pair and what that means, and how XRP could get even higher than those numbers I just cited. So there's more to be had if you want greater detail from that. But I just wanted to focus on this because even this is the easiest way that I can think of to justify in someone's mind why it's not crazy to think that XRP might hit that level. Because almost nobody thinks that it's crazy for ETH to get to that market cap. That's the reason that I laid it out in this video the way that I have. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.